What up, world? Welcome to another episode of BrandonJaneauShow. As you know, I am Brandon, and like always on all podcast platforms everywhere. BrandonJaneau Show. Social media platforms, Instagram, uh, Threads, BrandonJaneau, Facebook, The BrandonJaneau Show, then of course TikTok, BrandonJaneau Show. Go follow me on all those social media platforms. Uh, like the vids, the comments, all that, man. So comment on everything. But where you can really go is just my YouTube channel, Brian Janu Show, uh, YouTube channel. Go subscribe, comment. I do comment back. Comment back also on TikTok too. So yeah. So go to my YouTube channel, Brian Janu Show. Subscribe, comment. I do comment back. Like helps in the algorithms. So let's get into it, man. Wrestling life. Yes, I know. It's a Monday. I usually do these shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays and whenever I do it. But I've been, ripping and running, uh, doing my mock draft with my brother Juan. So I don't know when I'm gonna be able to do these shows. So tonight, why not? Tonight is definitely wrestling life. Um, so yeah, Monday Night Raw was crazy today. Nuts to say the least. Over the top. um, it was a great Monday Night Raw. Um, Finally felt somewhat like a WrestleMania is around the fucking corner. It kind of felt like the actual like, oh shit, WrestleMania's in 3 fucking weeks. We may need to kick this shit into another gear. Um, so yeah, but it was great. It was a cool Monday Night Raw. My fucking Netflix was tripping most of the day, so yeah, I can only get certain bits and pieces, but for the most part, I watched it. And it was great. So let's get into it, man. Um, so John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Start here. John Cena and Cody Rhodes finally have a face-to-face actual promo, back and forth promo. Finally, this is what we've been saying for weeks. I've been saying this for weeks. I thought Cody would come out first, but I like the fact John came out first, and before he can even say something, Cody comes out. His music hits. Boom, off to the races. The promo was great. Both guys' segment was amazing. Here's where I got a problem with this shit. Is that the people that was gonna sit there and say Cody was gonna get cooked by John Cena was always gonna admit I was gonna say John Cena got cooked by Cody. John Cena cooked Cody Rhodes. He did not. He did. He did not cook Cody Rhodes. I know that's the narrative. They even put it in the promo. They even said it in the promo. Cody said it in the promo that people are gonna come out here and they're gonna say I'm gonna get cooked by you, and I'm gonna get destroyed on the microphone. People don't even try to come out here and go, microphone on you. Cody did not get cooked by John Cena. He didn't. Roman got cooked by John Cena. The Miz has been cooked by John Cena. The Rock, oh my God, don't even get me started with The Rock. But Cody did not get cooked by John Cena. It was a good back and forth. They needed it. Thank God. We finally got that because we needed it. We needed them two to actually go back and forth against each other in a promo. Here's where the dilemma kicks in for me still. John Cena didn't say why he sold his soul to The Rock. Cody alluded to it in the promo. He actually said at least one of us didn't sell our soul to The Rock. And John didn't even say nothing about it. Why? The Rock was in London. Why The Rock didn't come out? The segment was great. Like I've been saying about the John Cena Cody Rhodes segments. They've been great. They have done exactly what we've needed it to do. I like John Cena and Cody's segment today. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was the best one they've had, actually. We actually even got some physicality here. Thank God. But again, just like everything in WrestleMania build, the shit feels a little bit like fucking luster. It's like, okay, great. We got what we wanted. Something's still missing. Now maybe next week when they're back in the States, in Minnesota. I know damn well The Rock probably is not going to fucking Minnesota. But it needs to be something. This, and I know people going. I had to deal with it yesterday. People on social media be like, "Oh, you sitting there acting like the build isn't good," and some people we need filler matches. Like shit, that is the dumbest shit on the planet. You sound very fucking retarded when you say that shit. Oh, you acting like WrestleMania never had filler matches. What world do you live in that you think that shit is a good idea to have at a Russell fucking Mania? I've had to hear people yesterday also in the comments being like, well, every match don't need a story. Some stories don't end at WrestleMania. They go over. No, the ploy of WrestleMania is to end stories. They call it their Super Bowl. Do they play another game after the fucking Super Bowl? Do they continue the same fucking two teams next fucking year after the Super Bowl? No, no. The segment was great. Cody got his in. Cena got his. Cena, doing exactly what he was supposed to do. Destroyed Cody on the mic. He did exactly what he was supposed to do, did his thing. But to sit here and act like Cody didn't have any rebuttals or go at John Cena the same way is fucking delusional. And you're fucking lying to yourself. Now, I don't know why you're doing it. I have no idea why. Stop it. But again, it's because in your mind, you've already had the perceived notion John Cena is just going to cut Cody Rhodes. And it doesn't matter what Cody says, John Cena is going to cook him. And that is why I don't like the IWC. That's why I don't like some of you fans. Because some of you motherfuckers are not fans. You have an opinion, that's your opinion, cool. Love the opinion, great. But when you start to try to get in people's comments or say shit on social media and then try to skill it off as facts, that's what the fuck we got a problem. I never sat up here and said this is facts. Ever. This is my opinion. It's called a podcast. It's literally called the BrandonJaneauShow. It's called BrandonJaneauShow for a reason. I do this shit because I want to. If you agree with my opinions, great. If you don't, great. We're fucking human beings. We're not fucking robots. But to sit here and say John Cena just cooked Cody and Cody had no response, you're fucking delusional, dude. You're fucking delusional. This ain't like Roman Reigns getting cooked by John Cena. This ain't like Austin Theory getting cooked by John Cena. This ain't like Cody hit him with some good shit. And you gonna stop acting like he didn't. This is this. And most of you niggas ain't even John Cena fans. You just former Roman Reigns just don't want Cody to succeed fans. And I don't understand that shit either because Roman Reigns is probably the closest thing to what John Cena was for WWE before he became the tribal chief. As much as y'all shit on Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns was exactly a carbon copy of John Cena. He was the exact carbon copy of John Cena. But y'all have blocked that shit out for some apparent reason. Like this month, like you're pretending like you didn't start watching wrestling until 2020. You are forgetting that this Roman Reigns was getting booed tremendously in arenas every fucking Monday night. He was getting absolutely booed to the point where WWE actually had to start thinking about maybe is this the right guy? They actually had to change a bunch of fucking reasons. They had to change who was at the top of the card certain times because they couldn't get this man because they couldn't let the crowd. The crowd was not going to let this shit happen. They were going to boo him regardless. So when you sit there and say Cody, oh, Cody is just another John Cena, no, you're not. No, you're not. I love the fact John Cena even said that about Cody. Like, yo, like you're just copying every fucking wrestler you've ever had on your wall as a wrestling fan. You're just a carbon copy of all of us. I like that. That's good. But when John Cena's about to leave the ring, which actually got John Cena at a crossroads by his way, when John Cena left the ring, he's like, oh yeah, you can say whatever you want to say about me. You can say I've been to this place, I got booed in my own building, the own company I created, all that shit. You say all that shit. One thing people have never told me that I can't wrestle. John has been told that multiple fucking times. Do I need you? Do I need to put y'all on game on 2006 ECW One Night Stand with him and RVD? When he's walking through the crowd and they literally are throwing his shirt back in the ring and they chanting to him, same old shit, talking about his move set. You can't wrestle. It's not that, again, I'm trying to defend Cody Rhodes here. I'm not. But it's the stupidity of people that is making it hard for me not to defend him. Now I'm not gonna sit up here and act like Cody Rhodes also didn't get some bars thrown at him, and it's kind of like, yeah, nigga, you guys need to answer for these. But to pretend like John Cena just absolutely cut Cody and there was no conversation and Cody just never had any rebuttals, it's crazy to me. It's crazy. It's not like how he did Roman Reigns. It's not how he did Austin Theory. It's not how he did like The Miz. It's not how he did The Rock. But yeah, I thought the segment was great. But it's still a fucking logic gap. Why did John Cena sell his soul to The Rock? It's a very simple fucking question that needs a fucking answer at some point. Hopefully before WrestleMania. But the segment was great. It was great. Speaking of WrestleMania, another title match that is going to happen at WrestleMania is clearly Jey Uso versus Gunther. This segment tonight between Gunther and the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, is what we needed. It's what we needed. We needed this. This story needed this. I said last week that Gunther needed to beat the shit out of Jimmy. I mean, put that nigga out of business. Put that nigga out for WrestleMania. You ain't gonna see Jimmy for weeks. Weeks, nigga. I think we got it tonight. We got that shit by the boatload. The fact that this man, now the match itself was good. I liked the match. I thought Gunther should have probably beat the shit out of Jimmy a little bit more, but we got what we got. It was kind of even battle, which was cool, great. Do your thing. But after the match, there it was. I said last week, Gunther needs to beat Jimmy to the point where Netflix gets uncomfortable. Where it's like, ooh, shit. I think he even said, like, if he bleeds, cool. But it needs to be like some sense of like just destruction. You promised this man 10 weeks of hell. And for the last, let's say, 5 of those weeks, 6 of those fucking weeks, it was too much back and forth. It was too much back and forth. Like Jay has a chance. And I'm cool with you trying to make him an underdog. Do your thing. An underdog that has a fighting chance. What you actually did was fuck up the story. You should have created Gunther as this unstoppable giant. What you did tonight, that should have been the entire arc of the fucking story of this matchup. Jay just cannot get over the fact that Gunther could beat his ass. And he beats his ass to the point where it's just like, God damn, dude. Like, Jay, just quit, bro. It's not worth it. You get to the point like, bro, it's not worth it, my nigga. What are you doing? It's not fucking worth it. What we got tonight was perfect. That's what we needed. We needed that. We needed that. We needed it. Now, again, like I said, can they actually capitalize? It took you too long to get to this point. Gunther posting a picture with Jimmy's blood all over him, saying "Welcome to hell." Love that. Love that. Yes. But is it too late? Is it too late? Because now you only have 2 weeks. Outside of tonight, next week, and the week after next. That's 2 weeks. Because WrestleMania is April 19th. So you literally have 2 fucking weeks left of a story to tell. How do you tell a story? This is a story, like I said, you should have been told this story this way for a while. And I think that now, like I said last week, and I'll say it again, that Jay Botch really saved this fucking story because now Jay, he needed something to kick his ass back into gear. Like he needed something to be like, yo, you're not fighting this dude and you think you're just gonna walk in and beat him. Like that is not logical. He has beaten your ass every time you guys have wrestled. He is just better than you. Gunther's a way better wrestler than Jay. We all know this. And if you sit there and say that he's not, you're fucking delusional. You 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 fucking delusional. You don't know shit. And I'm starting to question your fucking mental state. Gunther's a way better fucking wrestler than Jey Uso. It's not even a fucking conversation. Are you fucking kidding me? But Jay has the crowd. And what Gunther did tonight. Now, this is where I had a little bit of a like, ooh shit. How is this gonna go? I don't think the match is gonna be bad. The match is gonna be great. I don't think it's gonna be like WrestleMania 25, Triple H, Randy Orton, where the story, the build was amazing. The match fucking sucked. It torpedoed. That is why I think Jay and Gunther are gonna open up night one. I think they're gonna open up night one. I think Io, Rhea, and Bianca opens up night two. And like I said, I'll probably flip flop it. You don't want to put too many matches before that match. You want to get the emotion. You want to get the emotion. If you open night one or night two with it, give us the emotion right out the gate. Jay gets beat the shit out of. Don't. Triple H is a smart dude. He knows how to put shit where it needs to be. The one thing you cannot afford is for this match to get shuffled in the middle of the card. That cannot happen. You just put your main title, one of your main titles, just in a fucking shuffle, like in the middle of a card. WrestleMania of all places. Yes, the build has not been great, but you cannot do that. And that is kind of. But here's the thing: the last 3 weeks. You know what? I take that back. The last 2 weeks, because it's not been three. It's been two. Last week, this week. The last 2 weeks of this story has piqued my interest again. It's piqued my interest. It has. It's people interest. It's like, okay, let's see how this ends. How do you get us to WrestleMania? The next two, and I said this shit last week, and I'll say it again. Cody and John Cena are not going to be on the card on the. Cody and John Cena are not going to be on Raw or SmackDown together until probably WrestleMania week. So if that is the case, you have to now build Jay and Gunther. You have to. Next week is one of the biggest shows to pull off because that whole show is going to be centered around Jay and Gunther. It is. It's going to be centered around Jay and Gunther. So if they can pull it off, and keep us interested for 2 weeks. Now I don't know what you do. I don't know you do a promo with Jay next week. I said this last week. If I was I said this last week. If I was building WrestleMania, I would have Jay do cut a promo and go look for Leuven Kaiser. And he beats the shit out of Leuven Kaiser. Why would he attack Leuven Kaiser, Brandon? Because Leuven Kaiser is the closest thing to Gunther that he has. Leuven Kaiser and Gunther are literally like brothers. If he goes after Leuven Kaiser and try to literally kill him like Gunther tried to kill Jimmy, then the following week you could have Jay and Gunther and Leuven Kaiser have a match. And Gunther gets his last real big, you don't have a chance against me moment. Just to set it up for Saturday or Sunday, where Jay does say, no, I can beat you. You need Jay to have one of those moments where he is main event Jey Uso. He needs one of those stand out, back to being the right hand man Jey Uso. That I will cut your goddamn throat if I need to. Jey Uso. He needs that. He needs one of those moments. The only person that can do that on is Leuven Kaiser. The history between Ludwig and Gunther. And Ludwig is like Gunther's closest friend and is like his brother. He needs that moment. And then Ludwig Kaiser also saying here he wants a WrestleMania match. What's a better way to get Ludwig Kaiser completely off the card by Jay just attacking him and beating the shit out of him? But this is the thing, man. This is where WrestleMania 2009 Triple H. This is where that comes into play here because you and Randy had an incredible build, but the match sucked. Why did the match suck? Because you put it at the end of the show and the crowd was already burnt the fuck out. You had John Cena, Edge, and Big Show. That was a pretty good triple threat match. You had the Money in a Bank ladder match with everybody. You had, of course, and then of course the topper, one of the greatest wrestling matches of all time, and Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. And you had to follow all of that shit. You don't want to do that to Jay and Gunther. You don't want to put them before Punk, Roman, and Seth. You don't want to do that. I wouldn't want you to do that. That would be very stupid. I know I said last week, oh, put just Tiffany and Charlotte at the beginning of WrestleMania Night 1. You could put them wherever. Their bill sucks. You could put them wherever the fuck you want to put them. Jay and Gunther have now earned the WrestleMania Night 1 opener. It's earned it. See, that's the key. Earned it. They're not getting the main event. They ain't the main event in Night 1 or 2. Now, they have earned the opener of WrestleMania Night 1. Becky, Lord Jesus, Rhea, Io, and Bianca are more intriguing than Tiffany, Charlotte. Put them on a Night 2 opener, and we can move on. We can move on. You close it with a triple threat match. You open the next night with a triple threat match. Or you can open the first night with a triple threat match and close the night with a triple threat match. I wouldn't do that. That's kind of stupid. I wouldn't personally fucking do that. That's kind of fucking stupid. But let's see how this goes. I personally will have Jay and Gunther open up night one. But again, it's how you execute these next 2 weeks that is going to tell me how you make this work. And on top of that, Triple H, we got 2 main events now. We need to speed up this process. Got some matches announced outside of the John Cena Cody, Io Rhea and Bianca match. Now the Jay and Gunther, the Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, the Drew and Damian Priest match. The Drew and Damian Priest match is the match I think is going to steal WrestleMania. I think that's going to be the match that steals WrestleMania. That is a match that nobody really is truly. We talking about it, but we're not really talking about it. That's going to be the match that steals WrestleMania. I don't know what you do with that. I would love to see it be in a street fight. I would love to see a no holds barred. I would love to see a no disqualification. I would love to see something crazy with them too. Because it's been a year built up to the exact moment of WrestleMania 40, where Damian Priest cashed in Money in the Bank. He is the second person ever to cash in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania and win a title. And he did it on Drew McIntyre. If you can give me, I'm gonna say the truth. There's 2 matches on this card that I'm like, they're gonna be 2 great matches. I don't give a fuck what the build is. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, and Damian Priest. Those are the 2 matches. The rest of them, the story does not line up. Stories don't line up. I still need Rock to explain how he got Cena to turn his back on the people. How did you get Cena to sell his soul? Charlotte and Tiffany just feel like a long ass continuation of anything you could do, I could do better. That's all it feels like. Io, Bianca, and Rhea actually have a story. It's actually a good story. But how they're actually trying to get there is just dragging. We all know this shit is going into a triple threat match. Can we just announce this shit and let's move on? You got 2 weeks to get this shit over and done with. Just announce it. Let's move the fuck on. By the way, Bianca and Io already signed a contract. See, this is the crazy part. Technically, they already signed the contract. Rhea does not need to be a part of this match. Wrestling line, no, that's just plain old common sense. Like, well, they already signed the contract. Does it really matter that Rhea? Like, Rhea lost. She lost clean to Io, and then she lost tonight because she got disqualified. Well, not disqualified, but it was a no contest. So, what's the path for Rhea? But we all know Rhea's going to be on WrestleMania. She's going to be in the triple threat match for the title. We know this already. But I do think people. Logic tells me that these 3 women are gonna have a great match. They're gonna have that match is gonna be incredible. It's gonna be amazing. But WrestleMania, I feel like this year is more about the matches than it is the stories. And no matter how people want to slice and dice it, I had to deal with this shit last night. Oh man, these stories are actually good. No, the fuck they're not. They're not. They're very lack fucking luster. A lot of these fucking stories tell one side, don't tell the other. Like this segment this today that we had to watch between Logan Paul and AJ Styles. They suck. That segment sucked. Now to somebody is gonna be like, oh man, that segment was great. No, the fuck it wasn't. It was so fucking boring. It was so fucking boring. We all know where this is going. Just get to the fucking match, bro. Just announce it and let's move the fuck on. Like, oh my god, bro, I'm sick and tired of this shit. Hey, listen, Logan Paul is cool, but I think his shtick is tiring. It's getting to the point now it's becoming tiring for me. Oh, I'm this celebrity. I'm coming in. I'm famous. I'm coming to WWE. I've never been, I'm actually more talented than half you sons of it. Whoop de fucking do, man. Congratulations. Like, I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. Him and AJ are gonna have a great match. I'm not gonna be surprised if they do. Logan's really fucking good in the ring. It's just this, like I've said, he's not a good guy. He's not, and he never will be a face. He's a fucking heel, and he's always gonna be a heel because he's that dislikable. He's just that fucking dislikable. But to sit there and say that segment between AJ and Logan Paul was great, it wasn't. It was very fucking boring. It felt like they just dragged it. It's like, bro, just hurry the fuck up and move on. It was boring as fuck. We got the match now. Great. It's gonna be a great match. Now, like I say all the time, this WrestleMania card is built off of really great matches. But when you sit there and say that the stories match, it's not good. Like these stories suck. Logan Paul talk about some, oh AJ, you want to go to WrestleMania and get the big match. AJ's the actual big match, Logan. What the fuck are you talking about? AJ's been doing this longer than you have. The fuck are you talking about? I didn't understand. Like that logic was just stupid to me. I'm like, oh my god, like this shit is boring. This shit is boring. This shit is so fucking boring. You got Judgment Day and Brian Breaker and Penta. Just get to that match. Just announce it. I'm so sick and tired of this shit. Uh, Finn's gonna take the pin in the Scott Net Championship match. Penta's gonna win the belt. I'm predicting this shit now. Finn's gonna take the pin. Diamond's gonna cost Finn. Diamond's gonna take the ref out the ring or stop the pin. He's gonna do something, and Finn gonna look at him like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Liv is sowing the seeds already of that. But yeah, yeah. Like I said, Io, Rhea, and Bianca are a good story. It's a really good story. But when you have multi-man title matches going on all through the card, you kind of get displaced because the story has to at some point be good enough for us to actually care. Like I said, we all knew it was going. What was going tonight with Rhea, Bianca, and Io. We all knew. Um, Now, how's Rhea going to get into the match is going to be interesting for the next 2 weeks. But it's pretty fucking clear as day. Rhea's going to come out and pretty much say, "I technically did not lose to Io. It was a no, it was a, a no contest. So I still deserve a one. I still deserve my rematch." And now Bianca's going to actually want to fight Rhea, and that's how she's going to get in the match. Did we really need to do 2, 4, 5 weeks of this shit? No. We could have had a proper build with all three women. EO even came out last week and was like, "Shit, I'll fight both of them. I don't care." EO came out last week and was like, "I'll fight both of them. I don't give a fuck. Let's do this." Now Bianca's gonna be more open to fighting Rhea, and that's how we're gonna get the match. Did that need to happen like that? Not fucking really. Fucking just a chicken race. It's like a fucking. It just don't make sense, bro. Like a chicken fucking with his head cut off. Like it just. We don't need all of that. Just get to the fucking match and build that. Like, oh my god, it's so stupid. I said that last week and people got mad at me because I said literally that WrestleMania WWE's taking a page out of AEW's book of no storytelling. They just giving us fucking matches. That's exactly what the fuck it is. The storytelling has very massive logic gaps. It's just like, bro, just get to the fucking match and just build the story off of that. You could have told a way compelling story of all three of these women coming up together in NXT. Bianca becoming one of the first women to main event WrestleMania. Neither Io or Rhea has actually main evented WrestleMania, but yet Rhea won her first belt at WrestleMania against Asuka at WrestleMania 37. Funny enough, that was a night after Bianca made history by winning her first title against Sasha Banks at WrestleMania 37 in the main event of night one, while Rhea had to settle for night two just being on the card with Asuka. And Io at the time was in NXT, and she lost to Raquel Rodriguez. You could have sold this shit. You see how fast I made a story? You see how you see how fast that story could have made sense? You see how quick that shit was? And Io got fired. You could have done all of this shit. Io got fired from the company or left the company, and then she came back. And then last year, well, Bianca was in a tag team or group with Bianca with Jade and Naomi, which right now they're going at each other. But we both walked in as champions. Rhea can say, well, at least I walked in last year as champion and actually walked out as champion. What about you, Io? Did you do that? You could have sold a story instead of this fucking bullshit we getting right now with this fucking you screwed me and they screwed you and they screwed me and you screwed them and what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Like the story could have been so much easier to tell if you would have just made it a triple threat match out the fucking gate. It was so easy to tell. You saw how fucking easy that shit was. You saw how fast I made that story actually sound like it's a good story and like, oh wait, oh yeah, that kind of does make sense. They were all in the NXT together. They were actually all linked together. Damn, that is crazy. Bianca did main event WrestleMania 37 against Sasha Banks and won her belt. And it's the funniest part because next night, Rhea won her first belt in WWE from Asuka. And Io lost her belt to Raquel Rodriguez that night. The next night, when they did Stand and Deliver in NXT. That's crazy. Damn. Rhea and Neo do have right to say, look at what we've done the last year and a half. What have you done, Bianca? Oh, that's right. You've been in a fucking tag team group now, in this group with Bianca and with Jade and Naomi, who's, by the way, going at each other. What's going on with that? Did you have something to do with that? Is that why you now are in this situation with us? You could have sold it so many fucking different ways. But no, you don't want to do that. That's too easy. That's too fucking easy. That's too simple. That's too easy. We gotta do Io won the belt, and then Rhea won the belt, and Rhea wants a rematch, and Bianca signed the contract, and she stole the contract and signed the name on it. And it's like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we doing all this? Why are we doing all this? I don't understand that, man. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Now when this comes out, people are gonna get mad at me and talk down. Like, oh no, they're doing great with the storytelling. No, the fuck it's not. Yeah, they're doing okay with it, but the storytelling that I just gave you is way easier, way simpler to fucking understand. And I know what you're gonna say. Well, how do we get the triple threat match? Very simple. Io wins the belt, and you do what you are doing now, but you don't have to do all this goddamn cat and mouse shit. You could have just said, Rhea, you want your rematch? You're gonna get it. You're just gonna get it at WrestleMania. Now Bianca's gonna get pissed off, and then you give Bianca a reason to turn heel because she's actually earned the fucking shot. She actually earned her shot. What the fuck did Rhea do? Rhea lost the belt clean. What the fuck they got to do with me? Why am I having to pay for Rhea's fuck up? You could have sold that so many different fucking ways. And you're trying to sell it like that, but it just doesn't hit. Yeah. Something else I saw a lot of people getting mad about is that the WrestleMania main event night one is official. It will be CM Punk, it will be Roman Reigns, and it will be Seth Rollins. Night one main event for WrestleMania. CM Punk finally gets his WrestleMania main event. Had fun. Damn, they brought a tear to my eyes. The fact that also Paul Heyman was the one to tell him that, she got me emotional, man. She got me emotional. Anybody that really grew up on Punk and Paul Heyman knows how much Paul Heyman is actually the reason for why CM Punk was even in WWE. He was telling them like, no, this dude's a fucking main eventer. What the fuck are you talking about? Why do y'all want to get rid of him? He's a fucking main eventer. What are you doing? And now Paul Heyman is the one that told CM Punk he's going to WrestleMania, not just going to WrestleMania, but he is the main event of WrestleMania, night one. Damn, that shit got me. That shit got me. Paul Heyman literally built ECW, the ECW that WWE tried to recreate. They literally built ECW, and he wanted Punk to be the face of that brand. He literally brought Punk on. He literally, when he got the job to go do ECW again, he literally bought Punk from OVW because he was planning to build the entire brand around Punk. Paul Heyman got fired because of CM Punk. People don't remember this shit. Paul Heyman got fired because of CM Punk. Paul Heyman got fired because of CM Punk. Because what it was, December to December pay-per-view, and Punk was supposed to win the ECW champion. That's how Paul Heyman wrote it in the script. He wrote that CM Punk's gonna win the Elimination Chamber. And Vince McMahon had a fucking conundrum. He was losing his fucking mind over this shit. He did not want Punk to win the fucking title. And that's how Paul Heyman got fired from WWE in 2006. So for Paul Heyman to tell CM Punk that he is going to headline WrestleMania for one night, that shit hit different. It did. It hit different. Now, here comes the discourse. Here comes the fucking discourse. For fucking weeks, probably a month or so, I've had to hear Roman, Seth, and Punk are going to wrestle each other at WrestleMania. Why? I don't fucking know. Didn't really make logical sense to fucking me. It didn't. I'm like, what the fuck does Punk and Roman have to do with each other? Outside of Punk creating the Shield, and Paul Heyman is Punk's best friend, and he's Roman Reigns' wise man. What the fuck does that have to do? Well, CM Punk and Roman Reigns. I am 100%. I am 100% convinced that WWE fucked up somewhere. I am 100% convinced that WWE fucked up because I truly believe, I truly believe that Roman Reigns is supposed to fight The Rock this year. Roman Reigns is supposed to fight The Rock this year at WrestleMania. I am 100% convinced. Nobody can tell me any different. Rock is supposed to fight Roman Reigns this year at WrestleMania. That was supposed to happen. Why it didn't happen? Nobody will ever fucking know. Nobody will ever fucking know. Nobody will ever know. Maybe one day The Rock will come out and be honest about why he didn't want to fight Roman this year. But you cannot tell me that that was not the plan. Because this match feels so fucking weird. It feels weird. It feels like Roman is the odd man out. Roman has nothing to do with Punk. Yeah, him and Seth, but you could do that match at any WrestleMania. You don't have to do it at this year's WrestleMania. That's a fucking. You could have waited 2 years from now and did Roman versus Seth, WrestleMania 43, with a little bit more intrigue and build up. And Roman's just remembering Roman's just remembering all the shit that Seth has done to him. You WrestleMania 31, you cost me my first title match. You took the belt from Brock Lesnar. I was about to do that. You took the belt from Brock Lesnar. You cashed in Money in the Bank. You son of a bitch. You owe me one. And then and then uh what? WrestleMania 40. You're the reason for why I lost my belt for the first time. I lost my belt. The long reigning title reign. I lost it because I took a shot at you. And Cody capitalized. Congratulations, Cody. But if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be champion right now. And then there's always the fucking kicker. You're the reason for why the show broke up. Done. You could have built that shit. You could have built that shit for 2 more years. We could have had Seth Roman. Done. But you threw this match together for a reason. This should have been Punk and Seth for a third time with a stipulation. Maybe a steel cage. Maybe they actually do the steel cage at WrestleMania. Maybe they do a Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania. Who the fuck knows? Now, would you want to put Seth and CM Punk in a Hell in a Cell after, they just literally, CM Punk literally just had a fucking Hell in a Cell match? Probably not. That's a little stretching it for this man's body. But even in that sense, I would understand it. I can understand it if you did it. That's the problem with people. Roman is the odd man out in this match. And all I saw since Friday was why is Punk getting the fucking Raw? Why is Punk getting the main event at WrestleMania? Bitch, it's two other people in the match. What are we talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? It's two other fucking people in the match. You could easily understand why Roman's getting it, even though Roman should not be in this actual fucking match. He shouldn't be in the match. Roman should not even be anywhere near this fucking match. What the fuck problem does he have with Punk? Him and Sika settle their differences any fucking time. That's a long lasting story. You still not getting a one-on-one match between Roman and Seth. So that story is still going to be there 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 fucking years from now. You can always go back to the Roman and Seth story because it's always a fucking story people want to see. You could always go back to that story. Why a triple threat match? Why? What fucking sense does that make? Oh, because Paul owes CM Punk a fucking favor. Does Roman need to be in the fucking match to collect the favor? That's fucking stupid. Oh, Brandon, you don't know. You don't know. The favor might be Punk telling Paul to turn on Roman. If that was the case, he would have already done it. Don't you think he would have already fucking done it? I would have. The Royal Rumble. You telling me I got to go through the Royal Rumble when I got a favor from Paul Heyman and I need him to turn on Roman Reigns? When Roman was hanging outside that rope with Seth Rollins, CM Punk could looked at Paul Heyman, gave him that look, and say, grab his hand and pull his ass out the ring. Pull both of their ass out the ring. What the fuck does Punk need to touch them for? If that was the favor, he could have looked at him and said, favor time, and pulled him out the ring. What the fuck does he need to put Paul Heyman? What the fuck sense would Paul Heyman joining Punk make sense? Why would that make sense? CM Punk does not need Paul Heyman. And let me say this also for people out there that also have this fucking idea that the favor is Punk getting Paul Heyman to leave Roman Reigns to join him. Here's the part. If that is the favor, WWE is stupid. If that is the favor, WWE is fucking stupid. Because Roman Reigns does not work without Paul Heyman. He doesn't work without Paul Heyman. This iteration of Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the OTC, the head of the table, it does not work without Paul Heyman. Nobody wants to say that. Nobody wants to say that shit. This version of Roman Reigns, the version y'all love so near and dear, he cannot work without Paul Heyman. Even when they tried, Vince McMahon, dumbass, thought this was a good idea to take Paul Heyman away from Roman Reigns and put him with Brock Lesnar, which was a good idea. Which was a good idea at the time. But it wasn't Paul Heyman that turned on Roman. It was Roman that turned on Paul. And even in that sense, you saw Paul Heyman look when the Royal Rumble happened and Roman came in the ring to screw Brock Lesnar. He literally put his hand out and Paul Heyman gave him the belt and he took Paul Heyman back. I don't give a fuck how tight Punk and Paul Heyman is. That's a story. That's a stupid fucking story to tell. If Paul Heyman, the Punk's favor is for fucking, he would have been fucking done it. I'm just trying to understand the logic of people that says, yeah, that makes sense. It's gonna be when they're in the ring and Paul looks over to Paul Heyman and says, "Do it. Hey, give me the chair." And what? 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 I'm sorry. What? That makes logical sense to you. If that is the case, when Roman is set was hanging outside of the Royal Rumble ring, Punk could have looked at Paul, and with that logic, Punk could have looked at Paul Heyman when they was outside the Royal Rumble and told Paul Heyman, "Hey man, favorite time, pull Roman's hand and take his ass out the ring." What's the difference? What's the fucking difference? What's the difference? By y'all logic, that makes the same fucking lick of sense. If that is the favor that he is owed, just cost him the fucking Royal Rumble. I don't even have to touch these motherfuckers. You take the motherfuckers out. So you're gonna do it at Wrestle fucking Mania? If that's the favor, WWE's stupid. WWE is fucking stupid. That's a dumb fucking thing. Because he could have been fucking asked for it. You don't think Punk could have been asked for Paul Heyman to leave Roman Reigns? Excuse me. You don't think that would have been already on his to-do list? Paul Heyman is his best friend. Paul Heyman was even inducted into the Hall of Fame and literally said, CM Punk is my best friend. So you really think he wouldn't have asked him already to leave Roman Reigns for him? Come on now. The favorite is a title match. The favorite is a title match. Now I saw a lot of people also now finally be like, oh, the favorite is a title match. I've been saying that shit for like 3 weeks. I said that shit like 3 weeks ago. The favorite is a fucking title match. I'm not saying that shit actually like 4 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. The favorite is a title match. The favorite is a title match. Now, for people that's sitting there and saying, why would it be a title match? That don't make no sense. Paul Heyman ain't got that type of stroke. Yes, the fuck he do. In what world do you not understand who the fuck Paul Heyman is? Paul Heyman is a fucking Hall of Famer. One of the greatest managers in WWE history. Possibly one of the greatest wrestling minds in wrestling. And oh yeah, last year, he just so happened to have a fucking phone with The Rock name on it. And I have told you numerous times, The Rock's biggest plan is to get the belt off of Cody. He don't give a fuck how he gotta get it done. He gonna get it done. Oh, why? Well, he's got John Cena. Why would he do that? Because the odds are up against Cody. That's why the fuck you do that. The fuck are you talking about? You really think John Cena to beat Cody Rhodes one on fucking one? I literally said this shit like 2, 3 weeks ago. What sense does that make for you to have just John Cena versus Cody Rhodes? You really think John Cena could beat Cody Rhodes by himself in a one-on-one match? The fuck? What? The Rock will accept that. Because not only do you have to worry about John Cena, now you got to worry about CM Punk. But I think Seth wins the match. And I think Seth gets at it. And this is what I said literally a couple weeks ago. Punk goes over to Paul Heyman and said, you know what? I need that favor. I go back all the way to when Punk and Seth Rollins got in the ring. And Punk was talking about, can you see it? Can you see it? It's in a distant future. Can you see it? And you talk about WrestleMania. You talk about the main event. And Seth Rollins came out and said, and they had a back and forth. CM Punk literally told Seth Rollins, kid, I got a future and you ain't in it. And when Seth Rollins retorted, CM Punk hit him with this. He said, you think about me? That's funny because I don't think about you at all. You see, 6 months ago, you had something that I wanted. Now you got nothing. We forget that last year, it was supposed to be Punk and Rollins for the title. The favor has always been a title match. Always been a title match. And it's been a title match at WrestleMania. It's always been a title match at WrestleMania. How do you get there? Is where the conversation kicks in. But for people that's sitting there and pretending, now I've been very open and said this. Now, this is another thing that I do not like about the IWC tremendously. Y'all have known that this match is going to happen for what? Since the Royal Rumble? That's 2 months ago. We're going into April 1st now. The Royal Rumble was February 1st. That's 2 fucking months ago. You have known that this match is going to take place since that Royal Rumble. And yet you sit here and you still complain that now we have it. And it wasn't that you were complaining that you got it because you were cool with having a match. Now you don't like it because it's the main event. Bitch, make up your mind. That's my problem with the IWC. Y'all logic is fucking terrible. You knew this was coming, and yet you now want to sit there and pretend like, oh my God, I can't believe they actually did it. Bitch, you've been screaming about it fucking 2 months. Of course they were gonna do it. Why the fuck would they not? The fuck logic do you have? And that's the problem that I have with the IWC. You sons of bitches have one track fucking minds. Like you agree, you wanted it, and then you get it, and now you're like, oh, I don't want it like that. I didn't want that. Yes, the fuck you did. You've been screaming about it for 2 fucking months on social media. The fuck are you talking about? Now you get it, and now it's like, oh wait, I didn't want that. You the same sons of bitches that was screaming that Jey Uso should win a main title. He should be the face of the brand. You should give him a Royal Heavyweight Championship. I literally said this shit 2 weeks before he won the Royal Rumble. I said I don't understand the logic behind people that are sitting there saying that Jey Uso should beat Gunther and take the belt. Why? And now that and y'all was like, oh man, but Jay's a made man, and Jay's the face of the company, and Jay is the highest search and all that shit. And then he wins the Royal Rumble, and I've never seen a damn 180 like that. I've never seen it. Y'all shit on Jay. Fast as a motherfucker. The same man y'all were loving when he won the IC title, when he won the IC title and took it from Braun Breaker, and then he had to give it right back to Braun Breaker. You guys hated that shit. Y'all are like, oh my God, I can't believe that Jay will win a belt and then have to give it right back to Braun Breaker just because he's going to be in the bloodline storyline. Yeah, that makes sense. This is the problem with the IWC. Y'all have no real opinions. I take that back. I take that back. You have opinions, you just don't believe in them. You don't believe in them. You don't believe in your opinions. You don't stand on quote unquote business. You have known for fucking 2 months that Punk, Roman, and Seth. Even I was saying that's a stupid fucking match to have no stakes on the line. That's a very dumbass match. And I had to hear everybody on social media be like, that should be the match. Why? And now it's happened, and now y'all saying the same shit I've been saying for 2 fucking months. That's very stupid to have a match with no stakes on the line. You have a triple threat match, headlining WrestleMania, with no stakes on the line. 3 weeks ago, you wanted this main event. You were saying this shit should be the main event. Now that it's happened, now you don't like it? What the fuck are you talking about? Can y'all make up y'all fucking mind? And now I'm starting to realize that's just how y'all are on social media. You have an opinion, you just don't stand by it. 2 weeks ago, you motherfuckers was talking about how you needed this match, and this match made all the sense in the world. I have never seen so many people on Friday after this match was announced to be the main event be like, I didn't want it to be the main event. Bitch, yes, you did. You was saying this shit for 3 weeks. What the fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about? Oh my God, y'all got one track minds. I've never seen this shit before. I've never seen this shit before. This shit is wild. I'm happy Punk got his main event, but the favor is a title match. I don't know why. Then I also see people saying, "Oh, Seth Rollins is going to Paul Heyman is going to team up with Seth Rollins." Why? That is my new question for everybody that actually has these opinions. Why? Because why? 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 If you can't tell me why that makes sense, stop putting it out there. Stop it. Stop it. Yeah, that shit was stupid. I heard that shit and I'm like, I keep seeing that post too. Like, Paul Heyman's gonna team up with Seth Rollins. He's gonna leave Punk and Roman. Why? Why? Because he's sick of Roman? That ain't true. Because he's tired of Punk? That ain't true. So he's gonna team up with Seth Rollins for no reason at all. So you don't really have a reason outside of he just needs to get rid of Roman. He needs to get away from Roman and Punk. Roman is his Roman is his tribal chief, and Punk is literally his best friend. And he's gonna side with the third person because he just don't feel like being bothered with Punk and Roman no more. By the way, Punk is still owed his favor. So he's gonna turn on him. He's gonna think about this for a second. Punk will still be owed his favor. He would still be owed his favor. What you gonna what are you gonna sit there and say? Oh, it's null and void? No, bitch, you still owe me my favor. The logic gaps of people is very funny. That's probably why you like this build for WrestleMania. Because you think it's okay to do this. It's fucking hilarious to me that this shit is the way you if that's how you think this shit is supposed to go, this is how wrestling is. Oh shit. Good fucking luck, bro. I don't know how to tell you that, man. Speaking of WrestleMania, there is a new induction to the Hall of Fame. Now, the natural disasters are in the Hall of Fame as well. Congratulations to them. But Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin are going into the Hall of Fame, particularly their WrestleMania 13 match. Now, a couple years ago, I did my top 10 WrestleMania matches of all time. My top 10 WrestleMania matches. And I went and I watched the Bret versus Stone Cold Steve Austin match because I was always like, man, that match can't be as great as everybody says it was. It's better than I expected. It's way fucking better than I thought. It's one of the greatest matches ever. I'm very happy that a match of that magnitude is getting put in the Hall of Fame. That is new. I like that. That is new. I think they also ran out of like Warrior because they usually put like a somebody that survived something really severe, and they do like the Warrior. I forgot the name of the damn award that they did. The Warrior Award. Yeah, the Warrior Award, and they'll put them in the Hall of Fame. I like this. I actually like this better. Not saying you can't do the Warrior Award and put them in the Hall of Fame too, but I like this better because you're actually giving respect to those that actually have paid away for WrestleMania. Stone Cold and Bret Hart match is considered probably one of the greatest matches of all time. It's so great. You actually think WrestleMania 13 is a good WrestleMania? It's so great. You actually think WrestleMania 13 was actually a good WrestleMania. Like, that match was fucking fantastic. I watched that match, the whole match, and I was like, oh, mm-hmm, yeah, okay, yeah. It's great. It's a great match. It really is. We always talk about the double turn. Bret Hart turning from face to heel, Hogan turning from heel to face. Ken Shamrock first introduction into the WWE. He should be nominated also. That was a fucked up ass rumor that people put out there. But if Ken Shamrock gets inducted next year at New Orleans, I will probably try to make it to the Hall of Fame that night. I'm going in WrestleMania next year. These prices need to come the fuck down a little bit. I'll tell you that fucking much. But we're not gonna be in Vegas. We're gonna be in New Orleans. So I hope it's gonna be a little bit easier for me to get some tickets. But Bret Hart versus Stone Cold at WrestleMania 13 deserved to be in the WrestleMania. Now, could we probably have a debate on the first ever match that ever should get this honor? Yeah, we could probably have a debate. I mean, we could sit there and say Macho Man Randy Savage and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat at WrestleMania 3. We can sit there and say Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon ladder match at WrestleMania 10. That was the first of its kind at that time, a ladder match. We can even sit there and say Bret Hart and Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10. I mean, we could sit there and say Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart at WrestleMania 11. That was the first ever Iron Man match. We could sit there and say that. We can also sit there, like I said, WrestleMania 13. Of course, this is the great Stone Cold and Bret Hart match. Hell, if you really want to go even in depth with that, we can go to WrestleMania 25 with Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. If you really want to do it like that, put all four fucking matches in that bitch. Why not put that whole storyline in that motherfucker if we really wanted to? The end of an era storyline, which is Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H versus DX versus Undertaker. We can have it like that. Why not? We could have, uh, these are endless possibilities now. Will you put Becky, Charlotte, and Rhea in there one day? And Ronda in there one day? Probably. They were the first ever women to headline WrestleMania. I could definitely see them getting inducted at some point. Maybe when their careers are winding down, is Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero WrestleMania 21 match getting put in there? Probably one day. Is Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle getting there? Is the first ever Money in the Bank match going to get put into the Hall of Fame? Because it happened at WrestleMania. This is endless. Now that we're inducting wrestling matches into the Hall of Fame, this is pretty endless. We can have a conversation here. This is going to be an interesting conversation. I can't wait to see what they do next year because, like I said, now this is kind of endless. Like the possibilities are completely and utterly endless. You don't know what they could do. Do you put Hogan and Andre the Giant in the Hall of Fame for the WrestleMania 3 match? Which I watched that match too. I guess. I guess. Um, but I thought Brock and Stone Cold getting the opportunity to be in the Hall of Fame was great. I love it. I think it's a great idea. And like I said, if you're going to do matches, which it depends on what you consider a Hall of Fame classic match, which a lot of people have said certain matches are Hall of Fame worthy type matches. This is one of them. Shawn and Undertaker at WrestleMania 25 is one of them. The first Money in the Bank match is kind of one of them. The TLC match with Edge, Christian, the Hardys, and the Dudleys at some point could be talked about to be put in the Hall of Fame because that was very revolutionary at that time. That could happen. So yeah, I mean, now that we have established that any match can be put into the Hall of Fame. That's a pretty interesting take. But shout out to Bret Hart and Stone Cold. Shout out to Bret Hart particularly becoming the first wrestler to be inducted into the Hall of Fame 3 times. That is he truly it was the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. 3 times? And here's the crazy part. Could be 4 because he could get nominated next fucking year. Shawn Michaels and him for Iron with the WrestleMania 11 in that Iron Man match. He could get nominated again. That shit sounds crazy, but it's true. I just told you Bret Hart had like 3 fucking classics. This one with him and Stone Cold, him and Shawn. I mean, if I had to pick, that would be the third match. Him and Shawn at WrestleMania 11. That would be my third classic by Bret Hart at WrestleMania. My first one would be this one, Bret and Stone Cold. The second would be him and Owen at WrestleMania 10. That's just yeah. I don't know if WWE could put Owen Hart in the Hall of Fame. You know I don't know if he's going in with his brother. I think that his wife might have a different stand on it. But yeah, yeah. And before I get off of here, speaking of builds, stories with no build, just throw the shit out there. So Athena has officially arrived in AEW, or arrived back in AEW, I should say, and she stared eye to eye with Mercedes Moné after Mercedes Moné was like, I don't know who taught Billy Starks how to wrestle, and Athena popped up. Great. We're gonna get this match. The problem that I have is that I think we're gonna get it Sunday because Dynasty is this upcoming Sunday, and I expect by Wednesday, that this is the direction. There's gonna be Athena and Mercedes 1-on-1 for the TBS Championship, and Mercedes clearly is gonna win that. And they both been announced to be in the Owen Hart Cup for the women's side, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna probably match up again. And Athena should win that. And I think you're gonna have the match, and Mercedes gonna come out and screw Athena. I think it's gonna be in the finals. I think Athena's gonna get to the finals, and Mercedes is gonna score. And then you go to All In, and you have all the titles on the line, and that's how Mercedes gets all the titles. What I put this match together, yes, this is really the last real. This and Mercedes and Tony Storm. Those are like the last 2 real big matches you want to see from the women in AEW. Her and Mercedes, and this is another reason why I think that Athena's going to get a win at some point in this rivalry. She has to. Mercedes cannot continuously go around beating everybody. Like I said, I think they fight at Dynasty. It's a throwaway match. Nobody is gonna really give a fuck. It's gonna be a good match. It's gonna be a great match. It's for the TBS Championship. She loses to Athena. Athena loses to her. She gets her get back in the Owen Hart Cup. She beats her in the Owen Hart Cup, but Mercedes screws out the match, the finals. I don't know who beats Athena in the Owen Hart finals particularly. I can't really tell you because I know Megan Bain is not beating fucking Tony Storm this Sunday. I know that shit ain't happening. So I don't know who you put in that position. Maybe Jamie Hayter. Maybe. maybe Jamie Hayter's the one in the finals with her. I think they re-up the Tony Storm and Megan Bayne match. I really do. At All In, I really do. And maybe that's when Megan Bayne beats Tony. I wouldn't particularly do that, but it's AEW. Um, but yeah. Um, I don't think this match is a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea. Sunday is going to be great to watch them two probably wrestle. Like I said, tomorrow, Wednesday, I should say, we should see if they're actually going to do this match. I think it's going to happen at Dynasty. I think the first match is going to happen at Dynasty. I think Mercedes is going to beat her at Dynasty. I think they're going to match up at Owen Hard Cup. I think Athena's going to beat her there. That is literally going to be Mercedes' first loss in AEW. And then Mercedes is going to screw out the cup. That sets up Tony Storm and whoever. And then you get the All In titles, all titles on the line. And Mercedes gets all the belts. Because Mercedes not losing this rivalry. She's not losing this feud. But I do think Athena does something that we haven't seen yet. She actually beats Mercedes. And that's something that you actually fucking need. You need somebody to beat her. And that's what it is. You need to give us hope that somebody could beat Mercedes. And as long as you have not. So yeah. So yeah. I do I think Tony Storm and Mercedes fight at All In? Yo, it could happen. I wouldn't be surprised. Logic tells me don't do that. Don't do that. That's just fucking stupid. Why would you do that? But again, if Mercedes beats Athena Sunday, and Tony is going to probably beat Mega Bain Sunday, I can see you do that. But that is just fucking stupid. I'm sorry. That's fucking stupid. That is just really fucking dumb. Like, that is top tier suicidal to your company. Headshot to the company. Because who the fuck is winning that match? Mercedes. Let's be 100. Mercedes winning that match. And that's how she gets all the belts. So you just took away your best. Literally. The reason for most of us watching the fucking company right now is Tony Storm. And you and you took the belt off of her to put it on Mercedes for no fucking reason at all? Why? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's it. That's it. That's wrestling life. Tell you guys soon. I'll probably do something when it comes to WrestleMania. I got 2 weeks to really do it. Probably do something this weekend. Got nothing to do this weekend, so probably do it this weekend. So yeah. But until then, I am Ryan Janeau. This is Wrestling Life. Peace.